My sister was on the bridge. She didn't make it. The words didn't register at first. I read them again. I remember that day like it was yesterday. The sun was setting, painting the sky in shades of orange and purple. I was driving home, my favorite song blasting through the speakers. Work had been a beast, a long, grueling week, and all I could think about was collapsing on the couch, maybe ordering a pizza, and just zoning out. My phone buzzed on the passenger seat. It was Sarah, my wife. I glanced at the screen. "Call me, urgent." I rolled my eyes. Her urgent usually meant a debate over what to have for dinner or a reminder to pick up milk. I was tired. I didn't want to talk. I wanted to listen to my music and decompress. So, I ignored it. The phone buzzed again. A text this time. "Seriously. Pick up. It's important." I sighed, a little annoyed now. "Can't a guy have 5 minutes of peace?" I turned up the music, the bass thumping through the car, drowning out the buzz of the phone and the nagging voice in the back of my head. Another call, another text. "Where are you? Please call me." The urgency in her words, even in text, was palpable. A flicker of concern sparked in my chest, but I quickly snuffed it out. She was probably just being dramatic. She knew I was on my way home. I'd be there in 20 minutes. Whatever it was, it could wait. I was so wrapped up in my own little world, my own fatigue, my own need for a break. The minutes ticked by as I drove, the city lights starting to twinkle to life. My exit was coming up. My phone buzzed again, relentlessly this time. One call after another, a string of texts followed, each more frantic than the last. "There's been an accident near the old bridge. They're closing the roads. Please tell me you took the highway." A cold dread started to seep into my bones, chilling me despite the car's heater. The old bridge. That was my usual shortcut. I always took it. It shaved a good 10 minutes off my commute. But today, for some reason, a last-minute decision I couldn't even explain, I had stayed on the main highway. A traffic report I'd half listened to mentioned a jam on the bridge route, so I just stayed straight. My heart started to pound against my ribs. I fumbled for the phone, my hands suddenly slick with sweat. I tried to call her back. The line was busy. I tried again. Busy, again, busy. Panic, real and suffocating, began to close in on me. What was happening? Why wasn't she answering? The song on the radio suddenly felt deafening, mocking my rising terror. I switched it off, the sudden silence filled only by the sound of my own ragged breathing and the frantic thumping of my heart. The rest of the drive was a blur. I don't remember the turns I took or the traffic lights I stopped at. My mind was a chaotic storm of fear and what-ifs. When Ashley pulled into our driveway, my hands were shaking so badly I could barely turn the key in the ignition. The house was dark, which was strange. Sarah always left the porch light on for me. A knot of pure fear tightened in my stomach. I stumbled out of the car and ran to the front door, fumbling with my keys. As I burst inside, I yelled her name. "Sarah, Sarah, are you here?" Silence. My voice echoed in the empty house. I flicked on the lights, my eyes darting around the familiar living room, searching for any sign of her. Then I saw it, a piece of paper on the coffee table. Her handwriting was shaky, barely legible. "Went to Mom's, I couldn't stay here," and below it, another line, and again, "My sister-in-law, Emily, she had been on the bridge." The bridge I was supposed to be on, the calls, the texts, the urgency. It all crashed down on me, a crushing weight of realization. Sarah hadn't been calling about dinner. She had been terrified. She had been trying to warn me, to see if I was safe, and I had ignored her. I had turned up the music. I had been annoyed. I sank to my knees, the piece of paper crumpling in my fist. The silence of the house was no longer just quiet. It was an accusation. It screamed at me, echoing my selfishness, my thoughtlessness. In that moment, I wasn't just grieving for Emily, a wonderful person gone far too soon. I was grieving for something else, the trust I had broken. The moment my wife needed me most, I wasn't there. I was unreachable, lost in my own selfish bubble. I had let my desire for a few minutes of peace overshadow everything else. How could I have been so blind, so stupid? The phone calls and texts weren't an annoyance. They were a lifeline she was throwing me, and I had swatted them away. I looked at my phone, still in my hand. The screen was lit up with her missed calls. A monument to my failure, each notification was a stab to the heart. I had failed her as a husband, as a partner. I had prioritized a song on the radio over the safety and sanity of the person I promised to love and protect. The weight of that choice, that simple, selfish choice to ignore her, felt heavier than anything I had ever carried. The days that followed were a living nightmare. Sarah stayed at her mom's. Our conversations were stilted, strained, filled with unspoken accusations and my own suffocating guilt. I tried to apologize, but the words felt hollow, empty. How can you say sorry for something so monumental? How can you apologize for not being there when it mattered most? I was tired and I thought it wasn't important sounded like pathetic excuses even to my own ears. They were nothing compared to the terror she must have felt, thinking I was on that bridge, not knowing if I was alive or dead. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw her frantic texts. I heard the ghost of my phone buzzing, a sound that now made my stomach churn. It was a brutal lesson in perspective. We get so caught up in our own minor inconveniences, our own small worlds, that we forget what's truly important. We forget that a simple phone call, a simple text, can mean everything. It can be the difference between connection and isolation, between comfort and terror, between a shared life and a lonely house. This experience shattered me, but it also rebuilt me into someone different. Someone who understands the weight of a single moment. I learned, in the most painful way possible, that nothing is more important than the people you love. Not your favorite song, not your need to decompress, not your assumptions about what is or isn't urgent. When someone you love reaches out, you answer. You always answer. Because you never know if it's a call about dinner or if it's a call that will change your life forever. My relationship with Sarah is still a work in progress. The scars are deep, but we're talking, we're trying. I'm fighting every single day to earn back the trust I so carelessly threw away. I share this story not for sympathy, but as a warning, a plea. Don't make the same mistake I did. Don't let your temporary annoyance become a permanent regret. Pick up the phone, answer the text, be present for the people who matter. Because in the end, that's all that truly does. Thank you for listening.